institution for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about three things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. We're coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. The organized labor has kicked against the Federal Executive Council's decision to step down the memorandum, on the report of the Tripartite Committee on New National Minimum Wage. Head of Public Relations of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Benson Ukpa, who criticized failure of the council to consider the memo during Tuesday's meeting, said stepping down the Tripartite Committee report creates what he termed room for injurious speculations. Minister of Information and National Orientation Muhammad Idris had told journalists after the council's meeting that the memorandum on the new minimum wage was stepped down to allow for wider consultations between President Bola Tinubu, state governors, local government authorities, and the private sector. The federal government has provided states with human capital and logistics support across the 107 local government areas and 31 states where cholera cases have been reported. Director of Public Health at the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Chukwuma Anyaike, said the federal government is also creating awareness about the disease. The current outbreak of cholera has spread to 107 local government areas in the country with 1,528 suspected cases and 53 deaths recorded from 31 states. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says the Senate has not approved the purchase of new presidential jets for the use of President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima. He described as malicious a report quoting him to who said the National Assembly would approve the purchase of new aircraft for the President and Vice President, even in the face of situation and economic hardship in the country. The alleged report comes in the wake of the recommendation of the House of Representatives Committee on National Security and Intelligence to buy new aircraft for the President and his vice, as the existing presidential jets are faulty and unsafe for use. Rivers State government says it has found the suspect who detonated an explosive device near the state-owned presidential hotel during a pro-police protest in Port Harcourt on Tuesday. This came less than 24 hours after the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Daizere, alerted management of both public and private medical facilities in the state on the identity of the suspect. Injury signs and the need to detain him if found. Neighbor recount. Moving on. Members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities has staged protests nationwide and warned of impending strike if the government refused to act on agreements signed with the union. The union called off its last strike, which lasted 8 months on October 14, 2022, after the National Industrial Court ruled against it and following the interventions by the religious bodies and the former Speaker of the House of Representatives and now Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila. Oyo State government has opened a portal for the recruitment of 7,000 teachers for the state's public primary schools. Chairman of Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Nuremi Adeniro, noted that the job portal was scheduled to come alive at 6 p.m. yesterday. Adeniro said the recruitment is part of the state government's bid to reduce unemployment among its citizenry. The portal, according to Adeniro, would register each candidate with their email, phone number, and national identification number, among other requirements, with a view of provide them with jobs suitable for them, either as teachers and caregivers. The House of Representatives Committee on Science Research Institutions has established an ad hoc committee to investigate the recent appointment of the Director Generals of the National Space Research Development Agency and Raw Material Research and Development Council. Chairman of House Committee Olaide Akinremi said the investigation is seen as a move to ensure that the appointment process was merit-based and in the best interest of the agencies and the country. The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the final forfeiture of the sum of $1.4 million linked to the Midday past governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. Justice Ayokunle Faji ordered the final forfeiture of the funds to the federal government following an application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The anti-graft agency had earlier on May 29, 2014, secured an interim order temporarily forfeiting the money. You're watching the Midday News coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on our social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Midday News returns, as federal government meets local refiners over petrol pricing, faults Dangote. This and other stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, if you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the Midday News. On the foreign scene, United States President Joe Biden has announced that he was righting a historic wrong by pardoning military personnel convicted under a law banning homosexuality in the armed forces for decades. He said with the gesture, he was ensuring culture of armed forces reflect the values that make us an exceptional nation. The decision specifically concerns Article 125 of the Code of Military Justice, dating from 1951 and made obsolete by Congress in 2013. It made sodomy between consenting adults a crime punishable by court-martial. An official from the Main Doctors Association says death toll from protests in Kenya has climbed to 13 after anti-tax hike rallies turned violent and police opened fire at demonstrators who ransacked Parliament. The unprecedented scenes that left parts of Parliament ablaze and gutted and injured scores of people on Tuesday have shocked Kenyans and prompted President William Ruto's government to deploy the military. The mainly youth-led rallies began mostly peacefully last week, with thousands of demonstrators marching in the capital Nairobi and across the country against the tax increases. In business, the management of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund announced the 14-day postponement of the application process for student loans for state institutions. According to a statement by the agency in Abuja, the development was due to low data submissions. Now Fund said the decision was necessitated by the failure of several state-owned institutions to upload the required student data and fee information to its student verification system. He said to date, only a limited number of state-owned institutions have successfully completed the data submission process. These include 20 state universities out of 48, 12 state colleges out of 54, and 2 state polytechnics out of 49. The federal government has declared that there's no importation of dirty fuel into Nigeria, countering the recent position of an official of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. It declared this after meeting with oil marketers and local refiners of crude oil in Abuja, where parties at the meeting discussed issues about refined products pricing, issues of competition, and the importation of products that are produced in Nigeria. Speaking through the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, while reacting to claims of dirty fuel importation to Nigeria, the government stated that refined petroleum products with high sulfur content were last imported in February, stressing that this had since been addressed by the regulator. In sports, Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, says a Confederation of African Football Club competition slot will be the major focus for Shooting Stars Sports Club in the 2024 and 2025 Nigeria Premier Football League season. The club's media stated that the governor expressed happiness over the performance of the Oluyole Warriors in the just concluded NPFL 2023 and 2024 season, where they finished fourth in the standings behind Enugu Rangers, Remo Stars, and Enyimba to marginally miss out on a continental ticket. Calcio Mercato has said Napoli still has not received any offers for Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, and are now willing to listen to proposals in the region of around 85 million euros instead of the initial 100 million euros release clause, as they look to cash in on the sticker this summer. Other reports immediately states that the Serie A side would agree to a player swap deal with Manchester United, which will see Mason Greenwood join the former Serie A champions, with Osimhen heading in the opposite direction. Manchester United are keen to sell Greenwood in the summer, even though the rape charges against him were dropped last year. The 22-year-old winger did well on a loan at Spanish La Liga side Getafe, winning the Club's Player of the Season award, and has been linked with several clubs including Juventus, Lazio, and Napoli. That's it on the Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG, and other handles are shown on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.